For the fracture crew of former detectives and intellect analysts at the Cardiac of Fact TV show pursued, nickname Baccalaureate look love he could be their big problem still. A length reformed penal in 41 consumable convictions, the 51-year-old, now a youthful employee in Maidstone, said TV audience he had a bit of expertise in evasion the authorities in his over lifetime, so might be the ideally man to offer the hunting the evasion. Unborn and grown in which he telephone call a public house environmental in Peckham, southward London, nickname begun interference in drugs at the age of 14 and by the period he was an age, he was inclined to heroin and fracture crack cocaine. It wasn't length up his deformation drug addiction saw him rotate to identity theft and scam to nourish his manners, and led to his length line of convictions. But it is now 11 year with his recent belief, his history is solidly in the history, and nickname says how emerging on the show was an prospect for him to show how lot he has modified his lifetime about for the nice. Yet, not all TV audience were lucky in Penal forgiver who in history convictions the prospect to seem on TV and win a stake of the £100,000 award. Following his at first exterior on the show, while he was seen teaming up in his boyfriend and narcotic drug addiction sponsorship gender James to start a capacity 25 days on the run along, several human beings took to public print to criticize Penal for. Though these comments frustrated nickname, he told he understands why human beings may believe the, and wants to changing their view. Nickname says, I hold receive called to as an former convict and I'm a youthful employee in a penal recording. I refuged hurt with 2008 and I requested to show how I dwell in fair lifetime currently. I wouldn't though get on the boat train out of a card any more than. I fair can't get implicated in any criminality, at all. It's love proverb you are a slight bit pregnant woman, it doesn't do feeling, thou re each fair or thou re no says nickname. Nickname believes how received detained fair days following his son was unborn was the top item how always happened to him. I was confident I would die in several B&B sometime if I transferred on and up the spot I was all order in how sorrowful. I got detained for scam and I found myself in jail yet once again, apologizing yet once again and manufacturing promises I couldn't hold, yet once again. Although I unconditionally requested to hold these promises, I had no force for. Nickname says he found detoxing in jail very hard and at one spot he became furiously bad, was cough up bloodstream and couldn't sleeping for 11 weeks. But he admits how he necessary the expertise to really recognize how bad his lifetime had been. Without going prison, he has derived a standard 5 basis extent in youthful judiciary and says he now considers his history and property. He spends his days hard to do indemnification for the crimes he devoted, help human beings in busy addictions and uneasy backgrounds. Relating to his crimes, he says, I pity each solitary one of them, although human beings urge them victimless crimes, down there's ever a sacrifice sometime on the channel no question which it is. Me and gender mind, if one man is meeting out down their departure via the identical kind of item and could discover inspire of us, how's more than rather than quite cause for departure on the show. So how did the man who had lot of actual life expertise to paint on manage in the problem of creature a runaway on pursued? So, as TV audience of Thu's overnight scene cut, he and Gender's collaborative bid for the cash money award came to an previous end while they unsuccessful to avoid the crew of hunting. The couple were the at first of the year's party of contestants to be seized following the hunting implemented. Their policy was to use a web of human beings whom they knew via convalescent of narcotic and alcoholic drug addiction. While the hunting found it was lightweight to discover these friends on public print, and halt the telephone call nickname and Gender were manufacturing to them for aid. Nickname blames the new technique for the cause he and Gender were seized. Proverb, I believe Penal for mind since I've been on the run up I would include specific skills, but a many's modified with I was a penal. It was very hard to flee in new contemporary technique, but I am pride how our police forces include several of the top machinery to capture criminals, since if thou re a penal present, thou re in anxiety. Now behind at Household Observer how the otherwise of the episode pans of, he says, we went incorrect by with the telephone and not reliant more than on members of the social. We had so lot human beings help us, we overburdened them this hunting in data. Human beings say the shaw's flat, but how couldn't be future of the true? If it was, it would include been a lot facilitating. The episode continues on Canal 4 at 21 o'clock GMT every Thursday.